understanding where you are and how you live with your
Do
own
you
psyche.
support Muslims? Well, I support myself and my husband.
Okay, so
But it shows if
to
my
answer your
husband were
question,
Muslim, I
Asila, at
might.
some point we will get together and you can go look at my my decks. Mark,
There
you're
we go.
welcome to as well because you're not that far away. You're both from Montreal. So, you know, like
And where are you?
I'm in Hudson,
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just
okay,
past Hudson in
in Rigaud.
Rigaud.
Oh, we
So,
can meet anytime. I'm actually loving this also now.
Oh, fantastic. Oh,
okay,
that's great.
so yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
So,
All right, I'm gonna interject
yes,
quickly.
ma'am.
I have an extra screen on my screen. This is fun. Um, I've got two Marys right now. It's most bizarre. All
No,
right.
there's only one of me. God forbid there are
Okay.
two of me,
All right. So as far as
unless there's another Mary in the how do you call it?
it's because I turned on the YouTube feed,
Okay,
and yeah, so
it's giving you grief.
yes, but yeah, just a little. Anyway, I will get over it. I'm just looking at all of your pretty faces are
The right place.
in delay, except for the person who's talking. So there you go. All right. All right. So for those of us who actually do have a deck, do you want to have a hey Josh? I'm so glad to see you. Do you maybe want to do a quick roundtable about why we picked
Okay, I'll
our
use
deck?
my fate. Yeah, I
Okay. Do you
start
want me
with
to?
you.
All right. Okay. So I found my first deck quite by surprise. When I first started reading, I started reading with these things, you guys. You see them? You know what those are?
Cards.
They are poker cards. That's right. That's a poker deck. My grandmother was a professional card reader, and she used poker cards. And her poker cards looked an awful lot like my Crowley Toth deck. And I'd been reading for about 3 years when I went into a bookstore in downtown Vancouver, and I found my first Crowley Toth deck. And this, my friends, my puppies, my lovies, this is the best tarot deck in the whole world, bar none. I don't know if you
A
guys
little
can.
bit lower.
A
A
little
little
bit.
bit
How's
low.
that?
Yeah,
That,
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go. I can see it now. All right.
Yeah.
So there you go. That in my opinion is the best tarot deck in the whole world, but it is hell for difficult to read with because it's not as bad as a Marseille deck. Those are weird. But anyway, so I found this guy. It's very specific images
Can't see. Yeah. Okay.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Or like that. And these cards, when I found them, they came with Crowley's book. And Crowley has this very specific method. Oh, no worries, Jessica. Jessica says hi to everybody. She can't join the Zoom room today. She's having issues. And so where was I? Just sorry, lost. Hi, my son has just walked into the room, and I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, so Crowley's got a very specific way, and he teaches how to read the energies between each of the cards, but Crowley doesn't teach reversals. And then my house burned down, and I lost my original 30 some odd year old at that time Crowley, and I found this one, which is the Revelations deck by Australian Phenom Zach Long. And these are great. And these actually teach reversals. So I read with these for a couple of years, and now those are my two active working decks because they're crazy. And this one I have with me all the time, wherever I go, whatever I do, just because it is really tiny. I'm not kidding. This is the world's tiniest tarot deck. And yeah.
It's a Rider-Waite.
It's always in my pocket. Yeah, which is icky to me, but I get
no,
over it.
but it's just to know what you're talking about. That's all.
Yeah, it's a Rider Waite. But it'll do in a pinch, which is why it's in my pocket wherever I go. All right, Mary, I'm going to let you tell your story of you're getting your cards, and I'm going to mute you guys for a second because I got
I
to talk
just want to know
to
why you're
my
carrying it. Why you're
son.
carrying it in your pocket? I just want to know why you're carrying it all the time.
Oh, because I live in Breathe. I will be in a grocery store and I'll ask my cards if I need milk.
Really?
Well, some people do that. Some people also do it with pendulums. And some people just stand there and rock back and forth.
I will be back with you guys in a minute.
So there are different ways of tapping into that, okay? Especially when you don't know. Also, people will keep tarot cards in their pockets because you never know when somebody will want a tarot card, a short little question, and you kind of, oh, look, my cards will help you, type of things. Some people do that as well. On my hand, yeah, good for you, Josh. On my end, the first deck I picked up was a Marseille tarot that I nearly threw out the window because it gave me the heebie-jeebies you wouldn't believe. I was about 9 or 10. And the Marseille tarot are very particular. They are stained glass windows, and the pips or the cards with all the numbers that we have in them, the 50 odd cards. The problem with them is that there are no pictures. So if you need to understand the mechanics of how numbers work or whatever, other decks are better. Along the way, I was gifted a deck that basically spoke my own language, in the sense that I grew up with icons and I understand the iconography of icons. And so I ended up getting a deck that was based on the Russian style of icons. And I'm going, oh, that's totally readable. And so I've been reading through that. It's basically based on the Rider Waite. And the Rider Waite is the common language of all the decks, if you want to call it that way. It's the easiest to manipulate and do. So these are the decks that are there. The Toth is a set of decks, a deck that came out about 40 years later from the Rider Waite, based more or less on the Rider Waite, but with a lot of energy and a lot of different ways of looking at the same thing. So those are the three kinds of decks we have. All the cards should fit into one of those three. So no matter what deck you pick up, it'll look like a Rider Waite or a Toth or a Marseille tarot. All right.
Yep.
The deck I use is called the Gaian deck. It is based on Rider Waite, but what I like about it is it's a lot more inclusive. Let's look at, for instance, this. If you look at it. Okay.
Oh, I should have you guys turn around so you could see this.
Okay, and you can see that although it says the Ace of Earth, she's changed Earth from Pentacles. You understand that it's the beginning of something. I really talk animal and nature and all the rest of it. So I find these are much more interesting for me. Also, I find them more universal. And people don't automatically assume they know what the card means, so they don't misargue with me, because the Rider Waite, you have to understand, is the deck you see in almost every movie, in almost everything, and people think they know the cards, which is fine if you do know them, but you know what? Sometimes you don't know what the message is because literally you think you know the cards. Okay, so that becomes a hassle in that respect. So this is my go-to deck. How do you call it? Like I said, I'm not going to show you all of the cards, but this is what it looks like. You can feel the difference between the energetics on all the rest of it. Okay.
They're very cool. So I'm just going to interject quickly for our TikTokians who can't see what you're doing unless they're following along either on the YouTube
or on Zoom.
On the YouTube, because they're not in the Zoom. Mary's holding up a beautiful, it almost looks like a
two of air. It's a Two of Swords.
Is it a photograph or is it like a?
No, it's painted. She does only
very almost Canadian style, like pointillism. It looks like a photograph. It is that realistic looking. Hold the card up again, Mary.
Yeah, hang on a
So I
second.
can describe the image for them.
Yeah, you
All
can
right.
or
So the
whatever.
woman is looking wistfully. She's listening to music. Yeah, she's got headphones
No.
on.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
working
The
with the
woman
tarot
is.
about this thing.
Yeah. The
Mary,
woman is
describe the
got.
image.
Yeah. The woman is closed her eyes and holding her pulse. So she's feeling her pulse. Her eyes are closed. She's in the
Yes,
woods
Justin.
or near trees, and you can see the birds. So ultimately, you can assume that she's listening to the birds.
Oh, okay. Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
And the two of air represents the two of swords in that respect. The idea is that whatever decision you're making, because a two is a decisive kind of space in the continuum of 1 through 9. So she's deciding what to do. Air or swords tends to be more your mind, your rational, your logic, your way of doing things. But she's got her eyes closed, so she's not looking at the world around her. She's listening to her pulse. She's listening to her heart. She's listening to what comes through from the inside. So the decision that you have to make, if this card was pulled for you, is at sometimes you have to get rid of rationality and go for gut feeling. It's the best way to explain it, the difference. You've got the two of swords there, Tina?
Yeah. What are you like? Is that the two of swords that she is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the two of swords in the, I don't know how well you can see that, you guys. Hopefully that's good. So you see that on the Revelations deck. I'll show it to the TikTok guys. You'll see that there's two images on it. All right. And the reverse image is always, yeah, I'll show you guys again like that. And you'll see that, so each of these cards reads, you only read half of the card, which makes them very cool to, wait, how can I do that? There you go, like that. Yeah. This is hard to do, you guys.
Yeah. It'll be much easier in public or, when we actually
I'd
play with
rather
them.
show these to people in person because it's going to be much easier.
Well,
But,
this is why I'm saying the decks are, like to play with the decks. One of the things we have to do is have a session where come on over and just play with our toys.
Yeah, like a, what do you like? So like a show and tell day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, maybe we could do that maybe on a market day.
Well, on the market day, not everybody's going to come, and we are called rain maybe tomorrow. So that, and it seems like it's going to be every Thursday.
Okay.
But
all right,
anybody who's local, definitely, how do you call it? We are going to have a time when you can come and
oh my God, I'm sorry.
Look and see what we have in one place or another.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's talking? Mark was talking,
Mark.
and Mark and
Okay.
Josh.
I realize now that you guys were listening to me eat my cereal, I think.
Is that all?
We did call it
crackle and pop. Snap, crackle, and pop. Is that what you're eating?
Yeah.
In response to your invitation, is there any type of public transit that goes out to your area?
Well, there is public transit.
Is there still a train that goes out there?
To Vaudreuil only, and then you have to take a bus after that. And
There
of
is a
course,
bus?
the RAM is a figment of everyone's imagination because the government doesn't want to go past the island.
No, or I could pick some one or two people up, and we could all come together from Montreal.
Yeah, I was thinking too, we could arrange.
Well, anyways, that's basically just what I was going to say. Is your invitation sounds really interesting. Thank you.
Because that really and truly, that's one of the problems we have out here, is that everybody thinks that
we're lonely.
Yeah, but it's also people feel that we don't need anything because everybody uses a car out here. I moved out here so that I don't need a car.
What was that, Mark?
Isn't that why you went to live out there, to not have so much people around you?
So we would be out in the middle of nowhere. I'm in the middle of downtown Rigo, so I'm like my middle of nowhere is a little.
Yeah.
So you got what, a bar, a post office, and a restaurant.
We have. Hang on, wait.
No, there's the metro. You've got a sack. You've got a sack.
Okay.
Mary's got you got two books. No,
I was just
Mary's
making a
got
joke,
more
by the
books.
way.
I live
What's that?
on. Pardon, Mark?
I was just kidding around.
Okay.
Well,
Whereas
something's wrong with my microphone, I think, here, because you're not
well,
hearing
it
me.
could be just the internet. How
Right.
do you call it? I live on Main
okay.
Street in Hudson, and I'm 5 minutes from downtown Hudson, literally
Hi,
by
Rose.
foot. So there's the pharmacy, there's the IGA, and there's SAC. What else do you need?
A coffee
There you
place
go.
where we could all sit
SAC is an
together.
SAQ,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
coffee place where we go on
Yeah.
Thursdays, where we hold
Yeah.
our market on
Yeah.
Thursdays.
There are quite a few actually coffee places on Main
They
Street.
have really nice coffee.
How do you call it? There are several restaurants. We've
Very
just
good.
a couple new opened up. Oh,
Yeah,
by the way, speaking of something that opened up, Tina, for your interest, there is a
Yes.
place called Hudson Traders. I went in. They
Oh,
just
yeah?
opened up. Yeah, near Sauve's, the hot dog place for people who
Yeah.
need to know. And they sell ice cream, which is really one of the things. They sell coffee, and they sell
Ice
a whole
cream?
bunch of little things on and off. They're called traders. They want to be like a general store. And so
Oh,
I
yeah?
went in, and I'm looking around. Okay, there are teas, there are jams, there's this, there's that, there are hot peppers, but they don't want to sell your stuff because you're at Coup de Bon Chose. So, anyways,
Not
but
too bad for them then.
no, because basically they want to expand. But here's
Yeah.
a kicker: in a little corner, about waist height, tarot cards and a
No
tarot
way.
book. So of course
Ooh.
I started to talk, and I started to say, okay, don't worry about it, Mark. It's the bad, how do you call it? It's a bad connection as well, okay? Anyways, so I put my name in and
For
see what happens. Well, for what? I kind of talked to them and I said, look, you know, I can read cards and I can teach cards. And, you know, I'm part of Tarot Phenoms. I didn't have a card for you. But anyway, so we'll see what happens.
oh, cool. But have they got a cafe set up in there? Or?
It's not exactly a cafe set up in there at the moment. I don't know what they have upstairs. They are totally local Hudsonites. So I don't know.
Really? What do they know? Who are they?
I don't know their last names.
I'll find out. I know I love being in a small town, you guys.
That's the fun part. Yeah.
I know everybody who's anybody around here, and I know who to avoid. I've been here that long. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if they're husband and wife or brother and sister.
Ooh, you saw him? What does he look like?
He's tallish.
Yeah. Is he skinny?
I wouldn't call him skinny. Her name is Debbie.
Okay.
His name I did not catch. He's taller than I am. Blondish hair.
No, it doesn't help.
Under a cap.
I was fearful that he would be described as a very large fat man.
No.
Thankfully, he is not. If he were, I was going to say, do not eat anything this man cooks. But no, that's not him.
They don't cook anything there.
Yeah. Good. Oh, I'll have to check it out. So we'll see.
Well, come tomorrow and we'll see. Anyways, sorry about getting into kind of stuff, but anybody who comes into Hudson, it's kind of an interesting place. There are lots of little things, and there are lots of picnic areas. So maybe one of the things we can do, Tina, again, it's the feeds that are the problem. We can have a live do somewhere outside, whether it's at Jack Layton or anywhere else.
Oh, there's an idea. I don't. Yeah, and then it doesn't have to be broadcast either. It could just be live in person. Not everybody does online meetups every time they do a meetup. So
yeah,
you know.
What do you mean, Mark? What did you mean? Anyway, so there's another place not far from me on St. Charles. That's you go in and there's a nice picnic table right by the little creek, and there's a tree behind, and it looks beautiful. It's a nice little place that we can do outdoors as well.
Yeah. All right. So let me interject quick for the TikTok.
Lots of things, Mark. There's a lot of walking trails. There's a lot of
gorgeous,
things. It's beautiful in and around Hudson. You go Saint Lazare, it's a little more city-ish. You go to, how do you call it? Rigaud, you've got Mount Rigaud. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of things. I mean, I catch all kinds of creatures.
We
I
could,
live
we,
right by a ravine, you know, so
that'd be fun reading outside.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for stopping
Yeah.
in, Serene. For the benefit of those who are here for the first time, we are live broadcasting Tarot Phenoms. If you would like to actually participate in the live conversation, these disembodied voices that you hear in the background are actually in a Zoom room that you can join with us. You have to join tarotphenoms.com. You can join the meetup, but I highly recommend whether you join the meetup or you join TikTok with us, sign up for the mailing list so you get the invitations reminding you of the meetings. Anyway, so
And
there we
where
are.
they are and how to get to them.
Did
Okay.
did Josh want to share his adventure that brought him into this madness in his first deck?
I love how you put it that way, Tina.
It is definitely a madness. We're all in.
Oh, it is madness. Madness, I tell you.
So here's the interesting thing. I technically have had 2 beginning decks because the first deck got lost before I could actually use it.
Oh my gosh.
It didn't want you that time, right?
What's interesting though is when I lost the deck, I lost all of the cards except for one.
Which one?
Oh,
I would have to go back in my photos and get a picture because I forgot what it was, but
Because that's kind of interesting.
it's like the universe was like, you need to pay attention to this message right here in this card.
Yeah, well, that's why I said that's why it's important to look at that card.
And then this deck I currently have.
That's right. You're right, Mark.
This is my second deck, which I also didn't actually start using. I've had this deck for about 8 years, and I didn't start using it until summer of 2020.
And which deck is that?
This is it just
The
says
Gilded Tarot? Oh,
no,
okay.
it's by Jonathan D.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay. Came in.
it's a
came in a kit. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
No, actually,
Oh,
the
that's
one you're
Tarot.
showing, that is the Gilded
Tarot
Tarot. That's
Marchetti.
Oh, they
Okay.
renamed it. They renamed it because my deck has a different name. It just says the Jonathan D. Tarot.
I
who?
don't think it came in that
What?
deck. No,
Josh,
because
think you've got
I know that deck originally came as part of a kit called Easy Reading Tarot.
Yes, because it came with 2 guidebooks or one
That's
guidebook.
right.
And expanded
That's
book.
right.
Yep.
Does it
No,
say?
so the box you're showing is maybe your first deck.
No, this is what came with the which is interesting. This is a completely different deck, but
That's
this is what came with the box set.
You're kidding, because that doesn't fit the
No.
box set that I got.
Wait. Show me the cards again. That's a Tarot
No.
Marchetti deck.
Yeah, that is right, but the book is wrong.
Yeah, the book.
Because I have that book. It was a standalone book, so it could be somebody messed it up in your box.
It could have been. It could have been a like a Chinese fake too.
Yeah.
That's
Where did you buy the book? Oh, where did you buy it?
I got it as a gift from my cousin. She got it from eBay, I believe.
Okay, yeah, that explains it. That explains it.
Chiro's a friend of mine. If you want to help me stop the whoever that is that's stolen his artwork, let me know. I will pass.
No, I have a feeling that the box and the book came separate, and somebody put it together and tried to sell it.
Oh, well, that's fine too. That's allowed. That's totally allowed. Maybe they're two separate gifts from your cousin, and they really weren't.
No, it could have been, even if she bought them together on eBay, it could have been somebody on eBay. You know, I have this and I have that. I'll mix and match. It doesn't matter. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, they were
a second tripod here, you guys.
They were in a sealed box.
That doesn't mean anything.
No,
anybody can seal a box.
Yeah, but when I got it from my cousin, they were in a sealed box. So
yeah, but what I'm saying is anybody can do that, because I resell, not personally. I give my some of the decks I don't like, or for whatever reasons I don't use anymore, I have given them to my favorite independent bookstore, and what they do is repackage it. Okay, because sometimes I don't have the original box. It got lost, it got whatever, and so they repackage it, and that could have easily happened.
I lean more on the idea that somebody's jacking Chiro off his artwork.
That's what I think. I can't Google. When I Google the name, I never get these cards, and I've even reverse imaged the cards.
That's what I'm saying. Okay,
so I don't know what
that's the Gilded Tarot by Chiro Marchetti. Yeah, and that's a beautiful, beautiful set. You can look him up. He's got about 5 or 6 or 8 or 10, I don't know, different decks.
He's brilliant.
His artwork is superb.
Yes,
but the book that you have, but the book that you have is more or less based on Marseille Tarot, if I'm remembering it correctly.
Yes.
Exactly. So that's a British book. If you look at it, it's British.
System. It's a different system.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So it just so happens that I happen to have that book too. So that's why I know. And I'm the librarian.
So we're going to read some cards today, you guys?
Yes.
Right.
We've been spending a lot of time just
I don't know if you can read that. It says produced.
That's okay. I've got it.
Yeah.
It says produced
I'm sure she does, Jessica.
It's produced in London.
Yeah. Like I said, I have that book.
Yeah.
I could pull it off my shelf here, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so let's go for it, Tina. Give us
Bianca, who's talking shit. We're gonna read for Bianca first. How's that sound, you guys? It sound good?
Do you have something to say? Asila, did you have something to say?
No, right, all good. I'm listening this time.
No, she's not gonna take a nap on us now. Here you go, you guys. All right. For it. Okay.
We're a little too wild for a nap.
All righty. So now you get to see. So what I'm doing essentially, Bianca is in the TikTok space, and she can see me. She can't see you guys, but she can hear you guys. So if you want to add anything, there's not enough of us for us to have to raise hands or anything, but you can sort of just jump in. And so I'm going to start, and I'll tell you what I'm seeing for Bianca. And you'll see how
does she have context?
Yeah, you can. If you've got any question you want to throw out for Mary, Bianca, feel free to type it into the chat. Hi, Tori. All right, so we get a bunch of people coming into the TikTok here now that we're getting ready to read. They don't care about us talking about how to buy it.
They don't
want us to read cards for them. God love them. All right, so these are for Bianca. Ooh, Queen of Decks. The Fool. Why have I got the top in my hand? That's ballsy. Oh, it's because it's you. See, this is what you get. You talk shit, I read with talk. There you go. All right. I got a Queen of Pentacles. I got the Fool, and I got the Page of Swords. In this deck, the Queen, the Pentacles are discs, and the Pages are princesses. It takes getting used to crossing the different decks. So try and keep up. I don't know if Mary mentioned this earlier. Sometimes swords are wands, and sometimes wands are swords.
No, that'll confuse people, so I didn't.
Okay.
You know me.
Well, all right. Just whatever your deck is. Once you learn that, whatever
that's right,
that element is, always read it that way. Yeah.
The main thing is to be consistent.
Okay.
Decide and then be consistent.
Yeah, and
don't
then it's
change the rules halfway.
Yeah,
because then your intuition doesn't know what language to use.
Exactly,
it'll go to Swahili instead of Chinese.
Yeah. So Holly's got as this. Holly seems to be, given the energy of these cards, the solidity of the Queen looking out into the distance, followed by the Fool, suggests either a journey or a distant goal in the making. And then I get the Page of Swords, which talks about new ideas, new things, and kind of sitting here, somebody played. So I get these energies. This is like, is somebody going off to university? Somebody's starting to write a new project. Like often see swords or thoughts, right? So the swords, it'd be a book, perhaps, or surgery, because sometimes these are surgery, especially followed on something new happening, something very, very new happening. But I'm getting the voyage and distance. So then I ask, I need to focus this because I could be all over the places, right? This page of swords can be anything from the beginnings of an abusive relationship to a Pulitzer Prize winning novel. All right. And until you know what the beginning journey here is, I could guess till I'm blue in the face, but you can imagine 100,000 different journeys that a fool is going to take when he starts on a journey. These
Which is
two
why
come
context
together.
can be very useful when you're reading.
Yeah.
And that's why I go with context first.
Yep.
So that I can
I don't like
focus
I prefer to
what I'm
blow
doing.
people's minds. There you go. So the new thing here, the idea, because it's not solid yet, Bianca's looking at moving into a new house.
Okay.
Wow.
But it's still an idea, right? Okay.
Yep.
So it's still an idea because they haven't found the house. And
Okay.
I'm not 100% convinced that she's convinced that they're going to start looking or find anytime soon. So my question here becomes, if you want to move, what are you waiting for? Because the quicker, this would strike me as potentially, we've just lost somebody. I think we've lost Mark.
Yeah.
This would
No,
strike me.
he's back. He's just having his issue. No problem.
The Princess of Swords in this situation might strike me as perhaps put some more thought into the issue because it's a great idea, right?
Yeah. Get your
money.
act together.
There you go. Yeah, so it's a great idea, and the reasoning behind her here, she says, is they want to save money. They're considering getting a cheaper apartment to save money first, and I think that is a brilliant idea. So I'm going to push you off a cliff. You know, journey of the first step, start your savings account, then you get all the pile of money into place and do it that way. That's a really great idea, by the way, but you're moving. You're definitely moving. You guys see the movement in this queen? See how she's staring off into the distance?
I don't see that, but that's okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the cameras are not side by side today. I gotta
Oh.
See how she's looking into the distance? So when I look at the cards, you guys, and the certain images will jump out at me. Like sometimes the goat will jump out and sometimes it's her staff. But today, as I was looking at it, the pathway in the background really sort of jumped out. And then I like to call it looking for the sparklies. And I feel my way through the card. And then inside of my head, I think, oh, is that the journey that's important? And if it feels right, then I speak it out loud. And sometimes I go, I have no idea what that is. Say it anyway, and I'll speak it. Sometimes, like with the Fool card, there's typically on a lot of Fool cards, you'll see that there is a puppy dog. Okay. On the Crowley top, this one actually is a little, it's a, it's not a puppy dog. It's actually a tiger here, down here in the corner. Little tiger, you see him? All right, it's a little tiger. And once upon a time, I'm doing a reading for somebody, and this little puppy dog jumps out at me. And I said, "What's with the puppy dog?" She says to me, I said, "I see you getting a puppy dog." And she said, "Oh, no, that's not happening. My son's been asking for years and years." I said, "You want to solve your problems with his son? Give him the damn dog." So a couple of weeks later, she comes back to me. She says, "You're not going to believe this. Everything the kid was acting out, everything, all of his bad friends, everything else. He got this dog. All of a sudden, in a space of like 4 weeks, you guys, no lie, this kid became model child." Yeah. Unbelievable, eh? Anyway, crazy. So pay attention to the sparklies. All right. So Bianca, the cards keep telling me to go for it more than once, so I'm really going to be serious about it. I'm going to push you off a cliff. Mary, do your cards want to add anything, or do you want me to jump to Josh first?
Okay. I have a lot of fire and water.
Ooh. Fire and water.
Yep.
Oh.
And the secret card is air, just to give you an idea. So what came out was the child of fire, which is with your child of swords. It's a page. And and what's interesting is he's got a little cat near his fire.
Little pussycat.
Speaking of creatures, okay. All right, so the idea is there. You've got a nice idea started. It is part of your passion. It is something you're playing with. And remember, fire can burn. So you have to be careful with how you play with your fire.
Okay, you just freaked. Wait, hold up, because you just totally freaked poor Bianca out here. She's just looking at it. She's like, a child? No.
No. Not
a child.
She's not getting a child. The child is identical to the page. A young person learning something.
I love it. Sorry, Bianca.
Okay, no problems. Take it easy.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and my other card, second one, the one in the middle, the one that is the focus, is the 9 of fire, where you are in total alignment with what your passion is. You want that house. You know you want that house. It is exactly what you want. Whether you found it or not is not yet part of it. But anyways, it is part of getting your thing. So the idea is you've got your passion. You feel your passion. You know you've got it. You know you want that house. Tina told you how. And here's the other card, the 9 of water. You see the light. Put in the emotion. Remember,
make it real. Real.
The only way to get an idea to the fact of making it real is you have to have energy in motion. And that is what our emotions are.
Yeah, I want to show you guys something really cool. Mary, watch what happens. And I pay attention to this so intensely when I get 2 9s in a deck, or 2 3s, or 2 6s,
or 2 of anything.
Hold on, what's this, Josh?
Josh,
so when I get those 2 cards, sometimes they cancel each other out, and sometimes they enhance each other. And I try to feel which way they are going, but the 2 of them together, in this case, I've got water and fire. So what I've got is a really wishy-washy. We wanna, we can't, we won't, we can't, we won't, we wanna, we can't, we won't. Right? So there's a wishy-washiness. Everything is ready for you to start doing this, Bianca, and you are the only ones keeping yourselves from the forward movement. And that's how I get the 2
and my little secret card is the Elder of Air, which is like your King of Swords. And he holds the whole thing. So if you do get it together.
You know who he is? He's the real estate guy.
Could be.
Well, watch this, because he's got a really cool idea for me. Think of it, I'm looking at him like the Pied Piper, the way he's blowing on the pipes in this picture, and I'm thinking he's what's the song, Come Follow Me, right? And I'm thinking this Pied Piper is going to find you, Bianca, get this real estate guy. He's going to find you your purchase to own. It's going to be cheaper than an apartment, and every penny you start saving is going towards that house that you really, really want. And he is so old, he wants out of this house. Look hard, but you're going to find this place. It's looking for you.
Yep.
That's craziness. Okay. So, right. And I just kind of feel, if I'm in alignment, I can feel stuff like that jump out at me and say, ooh, look for this, find this, whatever this is.
But again, that is your little sparklies that you see elsewhere. This is something no one can teach you.
No, it's
in
practice.
Tarot reading. This is something that practice. And also as you play with it and you see the results, which is why a lot of people do the dailies, and there are 20 million other ways of playing with the cards. The point is, the more you play with it, the more you can.
The better they talk.
That's right. I mean, I keep seeing new ways of looking at the cards every day.
Yeah.
Especially when I play with
all kinds of twisty ways of looking at them.
Yeah, but I see cards in the actual world around me. I don't have to have the physical card. So this is what I'm saying. As you see this kind of stuff, you're going, this is how that works. And this is how it affects me. And now I understand the purpose of the chariot. It's a bus.
That's
What's the screaming?
That's what I want to know. I thought it was on your end.
Sorry, that was my daughter. I'm muted.
Oh,
With the
it's a baby in the background of somebody else's.
I don't see the mute button. I don't know where.
Bottom
Okay, I'll hold
corner.
I'll hold
Bottom
it.
right
I'm
hand corner.
sorry. Okay.
All righty. So, Josh, did you have
she's having fun.
I do, and my cards are interesting because I have the Tower, the Lovers, and the Page of Wands.
You have the Lovers, the Page of Wands, and what?
The Tower.
Oh. Tower first? Is the Tower first?
Tower first, then the Lovers, then the Page of Wands.
Okay.
Hang on.
So the Tower first means that something has to change very quickly, or it'll change for you.
No.
And if it
I don't know
changes,
how to mute somebody on this one.
interested.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I was trying to fix the children. What were the cards? You got the Lovers, Josh?
The Tower first.
The Tower was the first one. Then
the Tower, then the Lovers,
then the what?
And then the Page of Wands.
Okay.
Page of Wands, which is the same card I had, the Child of 5.
Do you want to mute everyone and we'll unmute ourselves?
Yeah.
Mute everyone.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to do that right here, you guys. I don't think I've ever done that before.
Mute Zoom.
Yeah, well, I'm on the phone, so this is new for me, you guys.
Okay, that's all right. We're all learning, not just cards.
I really don't know.
Okay, whatever it is, it's not.
Wait, I know how.
It's not there. It's not there.
I got it.
There we go.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, you got
it. Yeah.
Oh, Josh, you're muted.
There we go.
No, you're not.
There we go.
All right, so Josh is talking right now.
Yeah.
All right. Except okay, so it's really just Asila will have to unmute herself or signal me to unmute her if she wants to speak.
Yeah.
Because and then we won't hear the baby.
Yeah.
So I don't know how old I say the baby, but that's because I'm a grandma and all children are babies to me now. So.
That's all right. 40-year-olds are babies.
There you go. Yeah. My baby.
Josh is a baby. Asila is a baby.
All righty. So Josh, what did you get with those cards? Sorry.
Reiterating what Mary said with the Tower, something drastic has to change, and if it's not changed, then something drastic will change. Basically,
okay. Yeah.
Like without intervention or without allowance of intervention from her.
In other words, the universe will give you a kick in the butt.
Oh, so you're almost getting the Bianca says her 22-year-old fiance is a baby. That's perfect. So you're getting the essence of if you don't change things, they're going to change for you.
That's
they're not going to change the best way for you if
that's
the universe the decision.
Right. Okay. Did you catch that, Bianca? So there's an element, I think, to all the cards of like a shit or get off the pot. If you want this to happen, make it happen. The longer you wait, the more you'll find yourself in a situation where your opportunity will have passed. Yes.
The opportunity will have passed and nothing there.
And the Page of Wands is ready. It's like there's this new like spark of creativity, this fire. Like, get this shit done. I'm ready. But the Lovers, I'm not.
I got it from. Sorry.
I'm not, sorry.
The lag.
Yes.
It's the microphones block each other out. So it's pain in the ass. I was going to ask Josh, I'm seeing it in your cards, okay, with the Tower, right? The shift of realization, shift of understanding, the sudden situation creating the movement, right?
It could be a literal shift too, literally changing houses too.
But not, but there's an element of energy to the Tower that is a belief shift. There's a change, right? So that's
What
Go
if
ahead.
it's a lack mindset that needs changed?
Yes. Yeah, that would work.
What about
Yeah.
how does the lovers figure into this? I'm trying to figure that out and I can't.
There's two of them. He has to be on board. If he's not on board, it's not going to happen. There's two of them.
Union, balance, duality, all that stuff.
Yeah.
To make sure that the tower is not going to be as drastic as it can.
Yes.
The two have to be together.
Yes. The tower
and love the new idea.
Yes. And next to the lovers like that is the partnership with the real estate agent I saw in Mary's old guy.
And it could be and it could also be the real estate agent. You got to love your real estate agent.
That's who I felt. Yeah, that's who I felt.
And if you look at the page on my end, he's writing something.
There you go. He's writing the contract. He's writing the whatever.
Yeah.
There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah, and Jessica sends that. Yeah, and
that Josh is a sparkly. That's what you want to look for. When those little things just kind of flash the way that did.
I've never read it, but holy shit, this changes everything.
Yeah, but again, it depends on context.
Yes,
and Jessica's lover's comment was a united front.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a united front. Go together. Don't go each in your own separate ways, because that'll cause the tower as well.
Yeah.
But if you look at the card with the lovers, do you see how they're kind of shrugging? Like, I don't know. Do you know? No one knows.
Well, that's the problem that is being faced by Bianca right now.
They're not on the same wavelength.
That's right. Focus. They need to get together on what they want they're going. So I'm going to take that a whole step. I'm going to take this right out of the cards. And this is where my law of attraction teaching comes into play.
Yes.
That energy is key. You need to be in alignment. You both need to be in alignment there. And Bianca, you've seen my lives often enough that I don't have to.
That's where my 9 of.
There you go. And that's perfect alignment. That 9 of Wands is all about alignment, right? You've got everything. Now all you're missing is the completion that's making it real, right? So you get into alignment, you both get into alignment, and you talk about the house, you talk about the place, you both get into the newspapers, you both get onto the marketplace or the whatever. Look in the obits, you'd be surprised at who's gonna die and needs to get rid of a house real quick because they want their inheritance. You know what I'm saying?
Josh.
Good luck. Josh had a comment, but he just blinked out.
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
There you go. Yep.
There's one other. I asked the cards, is there anything else? And one more popped out, the 9 of Swords. So they need to get rid of that anxiety.
Yeah, get rid of the anxiety, nail it down, get grounded, all of that. Yep, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, but and you notice that all the cards, no matter what we picked up, no matter where we go, because of the context, will tell us how to read it.
That's right.
This is why I use context.
Yeah, I like to blow people's minds by telling them amazing
things. Oh, but you're too damn intuitive. Go away. You're fire.
I can't help it if I see the real estate agent and the old guy, you know?
Yeah. Whereas I'm much more the Queen of Swords, like, let's get the act together. Let's do this a certain, I'm not telling you how to do it. No. But
oh my God, I need a power cord on my Zoom room, or I'm gonna lose you guys. I'm for some reason I'm not plugged in.
Oh dear.
I don't know how to plug it in.
Oh shit.
Oh my gosh. Hang on. I don't know how to plug this thing in. How do I plug this in?
What are you plugging into what?
Well, I'm using this. Oh, I think I know how to plug it in. I'm using what do they call this? It's called a Belkin. And what it is you can plug it into an Android phone, and the Android phone then can be both hardwired to your network, which is why I'm not blinking today in the Zoom room. And it, so it gives me the hardwire, but I've got to power it, and I haven't powered it. So I am going to dish you guys for a half a minute while I get a power cord and plug this puppy in before I lose you all. Be right back.
Okay, no problem. Asila, do you have any questions?
Oh, then we're going to read for Nasty. So if you want to start that, Mary.
Oh, I already don't.
Okay, I don't have it. So I just was asking if Asila had any questions, ideas. Are you totally miscamboobled and you don't know whether you're coming or going or what? Can't hear you. You're muted. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. You can't unmute? I don't think I can.
She didn't know how to mute, so she doesn't know how
Okay,
to.
I did. I'm
There
just
Okay,
saying
good.
if you want to read anything for me, just a card, pick up a card, and that would be
Sure.
fun.
Oh, we
Yeah,
could do that.
Okay,
Oh,
we
that
do.
would
Okay.
Okay, well, we're gonna do.
Do you want to do nasty first?
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
do
Josh
nasty
has a card.
She's already waiting, and we told her that we
Yeah,
would.
and
so,
anyway, Josh just picked one for Asila. What's your card, Josh?
Ace of
Okay.
Wands.
Ace of
Oh.
Wands. Now, how is that for a beginning?
that is so cool.
My
It's
deck is
actually
level as hell.
I'm onto a few projects, so it's a new beginning for me. This life now,
And it seems like it's a new beginning of your new passion, your new ideas, new thoughts, new everything, you know. So that sounds like fun. Yeah. Okay, Tina is still trying to plug in. Let me pull.
Thank you, Josh.
Okay, and and then I got the 9 of Earth, 9 of Pentacles.
Oh,
that's
nice.
Okay. So everything you're doing, you're in a lavender field. If you happen to like lavender, Tina has an issue.
Poison.
But the whole point is everything's coming together.
Charging.
You've got everything.
For me?
And it's on a physical level. Yes, Asila, it was
And
for you.
If we're speaking metaphysics, lavender is good for luck.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way. This is why I like this. This is why I like this deck. Because it lives on many different levels. And so here you are. You're ready. And it will come through.
Thank you, Bianca.
Of course, all the steps in between is a whole other game.
Yeah, right.
I got another card too, the Hermit. So there's like an inner reflection.
You have to go in.
Yep.
Internal.
Okay, and it's from you, from your intuition.
It's so exact. Yes.
Okay.
Asila, don't let anybody tell you what the cards need to mean.
That's right.
You need to feel them. Okay.
I did. All of them. I'm already on it.
Good.
Okay, and that's the whole point.
What we're looking for.
Okay.
Asila, Page of Cups.
What does it mean? You have
Page
to
is a young beginning. Cups is your emotions.
Yeah.
Enjoy you see, the whole thing is you've got new ideas. You are the child exploring these new ideas. Go back to that child headset, and then you will, through the Hermit, okay, which is telling you to go inside. Yeah, intuition. It's a whole bunch of things.
Practice. Yeah.
That's right. And you will get there.
Yep.
Okay. Don't stew on it. Nobody gets swords.
Well, you told me to stew on it. Hermit is stew on it, no?
No.
You know what?
Sort of.
You can get stuck in the Hermit. If you're there too long, you can get stuck, which you don't want to do. You don't want to be there for so long.
Okay.
But the whole thing is some people are hermits to begin with. In other words, this is more or less a solitary game. You don't let other people get you into it. It is your game. Yeah.
For me,
it is your time.
Yes. No, for me, it's just that I sleep over a question and I get an answer. So that's what the Hermit means. Go into that. Do that.
That's right. Yeah, as Tina would say, go into your zone.
Yeah, more of that. Asila, you know that zone when you're in that space and you get that knowledge? I want you to live in that space when you're awake.
All the time, you will always be available. This is your law of attraction.
Do you understand what I'm describing? Do you understand what I'm trying to ask you to do with yourself?
No, because when I sleep, I get an answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing the subconscious.
Okay, Asila, here, I want you to show you the description. So when you are asleep, your conscious is out of the way. It's asleep, so it doesn't get in the way from the information that you are giving to yourself. Okay, or that the universe is handing to you, or that God is giving to you, or wherever you think that energy or that information is coming from.
It doesn't matter.
Call
it what you want.
The reason it is coming easily is because you your awakened self, this beautiful woman that we are looking at in our chat here, is not awake and in the way of receiving the information.
You're not judging.
Okay.
You've taken your judgment mind out of the picture.
Yes.
Right. So when we are asleep physically, in a spiritual sense, we are in what I call perfect alignment, right? And so at that time, because it's in alignment, it's very, very easy for such information to be downloaded. Some people call it downloading, right? I just call it plugging in, right? Any information I want, I can get. All I have to do is get into alignment and get out of my head. Because this thing up here, this does nothing, all right? But alignment
messes up everything.
That's right.
That is where
it's that mommy and daddy that gets in your way.
Yeah, look at the card I just pulled up while I'm saying. I use these cards when I'm not thinking straight, when things aren't working. I use the cards to figure out my pathway through it. Look at the card I pulled.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of swords. 8 of swords.
This is my thug card. I got stinky thinking cards. This one is when I worry about other people, when I think about other people, what they think, what they want, what they desire. This is your card, sweetheart. This is for you, Asila, based on your reading.
What does it mean?
It means you have to not allow other people's thinking to influence the responses that you are going to pull from your cards.
But I do everything for other people, you know.
But that's another issue. We can do that a different way. But what I was going to say is, the 7 of air in my world, in my deck, is a man standing at the top of a mountain, looking for a path, holding a map.
Wow. Oh, that's what my position is.
There you go.
Okay, so follow the path that you know, because you've got the passion. You have that Ace of Wands. You know, instinctively you know.
Yeah.
If you have to ask yourself before going to bed, what is my path? Through the dreaming that you normally do, which is basically almost lucid dreaming,
I would do it that way.
You will be able to find your path.
You just gave me a question, because I never can come up with the question, what to question for my dream. Oh, thank you.
Okay, that's one way of doing it. Josh was going to say something. Josh?
I pulled one last card, and before you say this card already came out, I shuffled the deck like 6 times. That's also for her.
Yeah. We don't see the card. Is it
the
tower?
That's the tower.
Yeah, the tower.
Okay. Right. In other words, do what you believe in, or you're going to lose a few things along the way. Other things can happen. Sometimes it's a good tower in the sense that it changes things. Okay.
Or maybe getting rid of bad relationship.
Or baggage. Possibly. Call it baggage.
Oh,
it's a good tower. I clarified with the star. It's a good tower.
It's a good tower. Good Towers are always good. I don't care what anybody says. A phoenix,
but a fire is a fire, Tina.
It's not a negative card.
I never said it's negative. It's just that it might not be what you want at that point in time.
This is what I'm saying.
You might be fired from a job, which is good in the end, but it feels crappy.
No, but I just broke up a relationship, so I'm like, he's gonna beg me. He's gonna beg forgiveness, or because in my heart I've broken up with him.
Well, then you know what?
Stay broken up.
Stick to that.
I would too. I would
put boundaries around. Put boundaries.
He's very good looking.
It's not a matter of look. And you know what? We've been doing this. Asila, we can get back to you anytime. You can get back to us anytime. But you have TikTok, Tina, that needs to be.
Yeah, so we got Nasty sitting here waiting.
Yes. Poor Nasty. We don't mean to be nasty, but
yeah, we don't mean to be nasty. All right. If you want to throw, she's still here. So you want to throw some? I hate pronouns.
She have
a
context?
They have a question. Feel free to pop it in there. I'm going to proceed without a question because
Yeah, I know you do that.
Oh, ooh. I don't know which way it came out. It jumped as I was pulling it. And so I'm going to assume, and this is the top deck, so this should not be upside down, but the fact that it jumped as I'm pulling it from the card tells
And
me.
if it's sideways, it's usually an advice.
Yeah, so this is like super, I mean, just that it jumped, the way that it jumped as I was trying to pick the card tells me pay attention special to this card, that it's a 9 of swords and it came out sideways and up, not up, right? There's like a warning of something that is not in awareness yet, sort of feeling, right? So take care.
It's a worry type of thing.
For me?
They don't really have a question.
No, this is for nasty.
Oh, good.
No, this is for nasty, Asila.
Okay.
Asila, we have finished with you. We have closed that door. Okay.
Yeah. We're on a different door now here. All right. So yeah, so careful about 9 of swords can be really, really scary. And I'll tell you the positive side to the 9 of swords, because people look at the 9s and the 10s of swords and they go, the 9 of swords is really about paying attention to the things that you are not seeing, because there's too much stress around for you to see the good.
It's overstress. It's overburdened.
Yeah, it is.
It's you're not even in the flow. You're in the wrong flow. You're in an eddy. You're running around in circles with a chicken head cut off.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to pay attention to the chicken, not the fact that it no longer has a head, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. It's the nice thing, the really, really nice thing about the 9 is that in spite of the fact that you're really, really, really in the thick of it, and like I said, I don't know if poor nasty here is in the thick of it because it came out sideways.
No, I think it's ambivalent.
It
could be or could not be, depending which way she's running.
Right.
Are you running left or are you running right?
With what I pulled, they're in the thick of it. With what I pulled.
Okay. You think so? Okay, well, we'll see where it goes. Nancy
I didn't
doesn't
pull
really
any
have a
other
question,
cards. So
hi, Taiwan. Yeah, so let's see what the other cards were, and then I can tell you which way the sword actually came out of there, right? 3 of Pentacles followed by the moon. See that? And the moon here reflects. So I'm getting the positive. You said positive to the 9, eh? And then I get the 4 of swords. You said positive energy on the 9, eh, Josh? Based on your card?
No, negative. He said
you got negative.
She's in the thick of things. That's she's the chicken.
I got
without the head.
I got the moon also.
You got the moon, right? So the moon and the moon reflects the 9 of swords about you're not seeing something.
Yeah.
Right? You got to shine the light in the darkness and then you'll find your peace, right? Yeah. So, except it's interesting because the first card is the 3 of Pentacles.
Work at it. Find people to help you.
Oh, dig. You need a shovel. All right. My concern here is there a threesome that I need to be look? Is this a real? Because there's no hearts in here. There's no hearts. There's no cups in here. Do you see this?
Oh.
Right? It's all air and pentacles.
Well, I've got,
and of course the moon, but the moon is a water card. Oh wait, the moon is a water card. Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on.
I got 2 water cards in a way.
It's passion. I don't have. It's fire.
What I do have is 3 major cards.
Yep. Ooh.
I have 2 majors.
Okay. I got Temperance as the first card, which means you've got to balance your headspace and your heart space.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got the Wheel as the middle card. Something is definitely up and around and going around in circles, which is also your 9 of swords. Jessica. And the last card is the Priestess.
Oh.
Nice.
And again, go in within yourself. You already know what you need to do. Stop running around in circles.
Trust your intuition.
Knuckle down, do the work. Are you not doing your homework? Are you not doing the work? Are you not working on the relationship?
Things will change. You know, whether it's the tower or whatever, things will change. There's always an up and a down. Do you want the up or do you want the down?
Yeah. Jessica throws in here into the chat because she's obviously not in the Zoom anymore. She says, pay attention to detail.
That's right.
Right. So you seeing that? I'm getting, this is the 4 of swords for me. This is the healing card. This is the space of
take
comes
Gotcha.
after everything's been taken apart, right? So you need to really, really see what you are not doing and how the work that you need to do is going to create what you want, where you want to be in order to get there, right? So here
Okay,
I'm saying knuckle down, go to work. Get
but
to
the
work. You're
sword, yeah,
creating your
the
own
swords
problem.
is going within you, and the priestess is telling you the intuition is the most important thing you've got.
Right.
So go within yourself.
Watch this. So these
Oh,
cards.
that's why. Jessica's in 2 places.
Oh, is she? Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so watch this. These cards make this card.
Which is which card? You're going to have
There was
to.
a word, the 9 of Swords. So the cards in saying the 9 of Swords.
Yep.
This says you need to focus. You need to stop being wishy-washy and put your focus where your focus is supposed to be, which is on this work, because as long as it's not, you're going to continue to live whatever the pain is that this is, right? So these energy, watch the energy of these cards go. This 9 of Swords, this could be financial issues. This could be spiritual issues. These could be life issues. This could be an exam on Friday. Go study for your damn exam, nasty. For heaven's sake. This is her exam on Friday. She hasn't studied for it. Oh, no.
You lost the video.
It lost the signal completely.
Oh.
Josh, what were your cards?
Tina. Can Tina still hear us?
Oh, she'll get back in a minute.
Okay.
Okay. You take over right now.
I have 6 cards.
6 cards. Let's start with the first card. Where are we starting?
8 of Pentacles, hard work, working.
Work for it. Yeah.
King of Swords.
Brain.
The Moon.
Illusions as well.
Page of Swords reversed.
Ooh, not doing the work, not doing the learning.
It gets even more interesting. The Devil reversed.
The Devil reversed, not paying attention, which is exactly. Oh, I'm the host now, apparently. Okay. Her phone died. Yeah, that's what I figured. How do you call it? And I'm supposedly in charge, but that's another story.
Wait, if her phone died, is the TikTok still going?
I don't know. Jessica sent an email, but anyway, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Jessica. Much appreciated. Anyway, so from what I can see is, again, it's a compliment of what we both said, that you need to work at it to get to where you're going.
There's one more, and it's a doozy.
Okay.
Judgment upright.
Okay, and tells you exactly, judge the situation, but don't judge the situation as well, eh? In that respect?
Judge, but don't put a bias to it.
The whole point is, because I got the wheel, how do you call it? You know, like, you need to look at it from a perspective. You've got the swords. You need to look at it logically. But the priestess says, go within. Okay. I mean, let's face it, to negotiate life in general, you have to understand the logic of life. That's why we have a rational brain. But you also have to understand, yes, that's right, Jessica, be open-minded. Okay. But you have to see the 2 parts together. Okay. You cannot be totally in your rational mind, because that's where you get your 9 of Swords and all that kind of stuff. And you cannot be totally in emotions, because that's not going to help you negotiate our world. Okay. Whether you talk with, how do you call it, the law of attraction, or however you want to work it, the basic thing is you have to understand the world works on many different levels. And the one that's most important is the practical do it, which is your pentacles. And you did have a pentacle, didn't you?
Yes, I had the 8 of Pentacles.
Okay. So I don't have any other questions, and I don't know where TikTok is all about, so I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
Okay, there's Tina. She's coming back in.
Okay,
which is good, but we don't hear her right now. She has completely muted herself.
Hi, I'm I'm back.
Ah,
Okay.
there we are.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, Neil Mason wants to know if you guys like chicken salad. I personally could take a total pass. How do you guys feel about chicken salad? Anybody?
No.
What?
Salad. Yeah, welcome to TikTok, guys. Don't know what
Chicken
that's got to do with
salad.
tarot reading, but what the hell? Chicken salad. There's
Oh,
got
that depends what's in it.
kitchen tarot. Yeah, depends on what's in it. They got a
Because if there are
tarot.
things that we're allergic to, we can't have it.
I'm thinking, what do you think? Chicken salad. Page of chicken.
No, it would be earth.
Okay.
It
Ooh,
would
a
be
Knight of
earth.
Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, because they boogie around really fast. Yeah. And they're
Well-
too stupid to come in out of the rain. Knight of Pentacles. I like it.
Oh, it could work. I couldn't figure it out right now. I mean,
Oh,
what's a chicken salad?
Yeah,
It's
it depends on what's in the
basically,
chicken salad, though, Neil.
you know, for me, I have to always look at ingredients. So I can't say I like it or hate it. If you put
I think you
coconut
like
anything, I cannot eat it. Thank you very much. If you put, how do you call it? Wheat, I cannot eat it, much as I like chicken. So, you know, the fun and games of being on this planet, food is fascinating. It's just like Tina has an issue with lavender. Exactly. Much as everybody loves lavender. You'll have lavender tea, you'll have lavender flowers on cakes, you have lavender everywhere, and it's so, that's right. And it's supposed to be so relaxing. Well, chamomile does that for me.
Oh, really? I love chamomile.
Okay, there you go. Whereas I cannot drink it to save my life because it won't save my life.
I gotta get this,
So that's the other thing. Whatever you put in something is really important. Anyways, do you have another question there, Tina, or are we
who is looking? I got we did Holly already, eh?
I don't remember the name. We did Nasty, we did Bianca.
We didn't do Holly.
I don't think we did Holly.
No.
Okay. No, all right. Holly's up next then, you guys. Let me grab my sweater.
Okay. Is there a focus or the cards will focus us?
Then if you got a question there, Holly, and we'll pull some cards for you. All right. Just take a few minutes there, Dimple Cutie, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us doing the readings. Welcome to Tarot Phenoms. So the way this works is we do the readings, but the point of it is sharing with each other our knowledge of the cards and what we see in the cards for the person that we're reading for. So yeah, you can have a reading, but you're gonna have to wait a little bit. And yeah, if you're still here, we can do that. I've got
the Academy of Tarot Reading, or the how do you call it? In many places they have in hospitals a part where you have student doctors practicing on their how do you call it on the people that came in. So this is more or less what we're doing.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Change in deck. Sorry. That feels that one felt a little. Oh, so Holly says, I'm a little lost. How do I find myself? And I'm sitting there going, you don't want this deck. You don't want this deck. Now I know why I don't want this deck. Yeah. The Crowley talk is painted from a very visceral, very root chakra center. And it's really, really good for grounding yourself as a human being and learning how to grow up into a spiritual being from that. But I don't recommend using it for shadow work until you're really, really comfortable with it.
Exactly. Whereas that's often what I do is read again with my deck. It gives you the energies you want to tap into. And Tina will give you more practical points. I work with a lot of people. No, I mean, like that's the whole point. I work within your psyche to a certain degree, but I don't know your life. And this has always been my way of protecting myself and the energies, because I worked with an awful lot of people, and you don't want to gather everybody else's energies. So I have learned to sort of be very clinical, if you want. I play with psychology. I play with astrology, which is the same thing, not quite as well. And I use the tarot in that way, just to give you an idea of how I play the game. I can get practical as I find out more about you.
Oh, well, you're gonna love this question, then. I got practical for you, honey.
Okay.
So Holly wants to know, and we already mentioned earlier how important this concept is to being really, really good at reading the tarot cards. The more in alignment you are, the better. So she wants to talk a little about alignment and grounding. Now, Mary calls alignment a different.
Well, I don't really have a full name for it. I mean, partly because I work in a completely different style and word. I also am very careful with the words I use, again, because they come with baggage. Okay. Whereas, know where I've worked, Tina, and you'll understand why baggage is so important to me.
You're just used to working with children, and that's why.
No, it's not just the children, it's their parents.
No, even worse.
That's what I mean. But so also I'm a translator, so that too becomes very important. The nuance of words to me is mandatory, and trying to explain concepts that are in my head that I understand thoroughly to people who are three-dimensional. I'm not, obviously. I'm 700 dimensions. I don't know. And try to explain it at a level that they understand becomes very, you have to use precise language. Otherwise, people don't get it. So this is why I play with language. So she wants to know alignment.
Okay. So talk a little bit about what you do, I guess, in like physically, ritualistically, or whatever it is that you do, so that inside of your head, at least I assume that this is where she's going with it, so that that you are ready to connect with me when you're reading for me. Do you know what I mean? Like what do you I think that's what she's kind of looking for. I could be wrong, but that was my understanding of the question.
In my
I will put it down next, Beldam.
Okay. In my world, I am almost immediately connected to the person I'm reading. It's very difficult to explain because there are no words. Okay. It's a concept that is not rational. This is why I go through energy work. All right. And quantum physics. Quantum physics is all based on energy. The whole point of the potential field, whether you call it the Akashic field, whether you call it 1,000 different other names, the book of records, whatever, in the concept, the idea is that physics will explain to you that everything is there.
Yeah.
Every atom every part of an atom, every little, whatever little bit of thing. And as soon as you observe it, you have changed its direction. You have changed what it is, because your rational mind is sending out energies to that energy.
Right.
Okay. So this is why I find it very difficult to explain what I do, because I'm doing it. And we all do it. We all have little miracles in our lives.
Right.
The point is,
what are you doing actively? Do you do something that you were aware of that you're physically doing?
It depends what I'm doing. If I'm playing with the cards, the fact, no.
I know. I'm just looking. I like the look on Josh has an answer that he wants to share there. But
okay. For me personally, what I do is the fact that we are, how do you call it? Shuffling the cards. That is a ritual that works. People who go to church for a ritual that sends them to a particular space. If you come to church and don't follow the rituals, you end up being an observer to a certain degree and not participating in whatever it is.
Right.
Okay.
That is a great analogy, Mary. Thank you.
Okay, because I've been through that as well. So, like, people understand that. Another way of doing it is people who run, or people who do any kind of physical one-on-one, in other words, themselves, and not in, you can do it in a game, but then if you're doing that kind of sport, the whole energy of the sport gets you involved. But if you're doing it yourself, you're a runner or you're a swimmer or whatever, you get into this space where you're not in 3 dimensions. Literally, you don't know that you're in the water. You don't know that you're actually moving. You are in that space. This is what it is.
One with the space, right? So like,
well, the thing is, you're not even in one with the space. You're not there. Your physical body is moving.
Right. But the body itself, so if I understand what you're saying, your perspective of the physical body
is not important
to just existence as opposed to.
Okay, you're putting words and you're trying to make it rational. Okay.
Oh, but I have to, because we're talking to meat suit.
No, I know, I understand. And this is why I'm trying to get out of that way of looking at things. What happens is
drag you right back into it, because we're
no, but let's say you're dreaming.
Right?
When you are dreaming and you are aware that you are dreaming, you don't have a physical body.
Yeah.
You don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
You are.
That's right. Do you feel that, Holly? Do you feel that description? That is exactly what you're looking for, right? That's what I'm looking for. When I pick up my cards and I just do that, I'm instantly in alignment.
The point is shutting down that rational brain. Josh.
Yeah. I can share a perspective that actually I just noticed in this session that tells me I'm connected. And that's when I get a sudden burst of energy and a sudden excitement or zest for wanting to read for this person. I just feel like.
Okay, that is you connecting with you.
Yes.
And okay, that's good. Other people will have a gut feeling.
All right.
Other people will have it higher up.
Everyone's different. There is no similarity.
That's right.
No,
this is why I'm saying I don't get any of those.
Right.
So I got a friend of mine, and what he does, he doesn't use cards, he doesn't use pen, he does like he sort of reads the
channels, for lack of a better word.
Because he doesn't actually see you.
No,
so
he knows. He knows.
He knows, right? So it's that sort of energy, right? So when I sit and I am reading, and he is in that space, and I am in my alignment, and this gets super, super cool, you guys. Here, I can put the camera here, and then you're gonna be on the same camera. And then what happens is I can see the people that he can see. I mean, it's inside here, right? I get sort of a feeling space deep inside of me where the meat suit ceases to exist. But I can see, I would be able, if he were in this room or in this Zoom, in this energetic space with us, I would be able to see each one of you in your pure essence, which is really cool. And I don't know how that works, because I can't do it when I'm not energetically connected to him, right? Okay. But you guys all look like these like pillars of light, and you have puffy donuts that are around the middle of your light, and the less in tune with yourself that you are, the bigger the donut is, and that donut prevents your light from shining out to the world. Is that crazy? That's how I see them when I'm in his energetic space.
It's like a medical intuitive who will see your aura and see the colors coming through and knows how to interpret them. Okay. We all are energy. Some of us, like, I don't see energy. I have a lot of friends who do, yet I see energies that nobody else does. They're not associated with humans.
Oh,
so that's kind of like really weird, and it's not spirits either.
Yeah.
Okay?
See, my Mary talks about things, ancestors and previous lives and future lives. Well, okay, not those ones, but other readers will talk about those spaces, and I can't see them that way.
You can't see faces for the simple reason that you can't see faces in 3D.
I can't see them in 3D, right? So I can only tell who you are by your energy, by your voice when I meet you.
That's the point. Yeah.
You change your hair. My daughter's partner, he's so cool and funky. He's all the time changing his hair and his beard and his everything else. And every time
you never recognize him.
I will walk into a room, and if it's like in a party atmosphere, like on my daughter's birthday or something like that, I walk in and there's more people than just him there. I suddenly have no clue who he is in the room. It's, stop changing your look, people. It makes me crazy. Josh, you were going to say about how you see those energies that from that space. Do you get into that space?
I've never been in that space.
All right.
No, we each see energies differently.
Yeah.
And again, don't forget, it's through it's through life. You feel so you're the kind of Claire, whatever that means.
Sentient.
Okay,
It's clairsentient. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas I know, I don't even feel I know.
And
it's very difficult.
Combination of the two.
I have the combination. I have the claircognizance too.
Yeah. But you're also getting it, you're getting a feedback through your senses. I don't have to worry about the feedback. I know, and that's it. You can't argue with me.
Right.
When I know, I know. I mean,
I said that about the damn Queen of Cups being, is it the Queen of Cups? I don't have the deck here.
Okay. So, I mean, that's part of my my Queen of Swords. She knows.
Yeah.
And she gets to the point.
That's right. And this is where I have to learn the human skills of being more diplomatic and various other things, because otherwise I'll be worse than Tina.
Yeah.
But George doesn't want that. She just wants to get shit over with, get to the point.
Yeah. Whereas the sword is also a catalyst, so she'll kick you off the rear end as well.
It's more the queen that's a catalyst.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But I use all my power.
Yeah, but I wanted to point out, because you said that's key, right? You got the queens are what make the things real. Queens are always catalysts, okay? When you throw the sword, which is a catalyst in and of itself, into the mix, you got a catalyst of catalysts. You got such making a realness going on. You get a queen and swords on top of it. You want to be very, very careful which swords those are. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, and I play with swords too.
Okay. So Holly says, so this is cool. Holly says when she closed her eyes, she sees faces. I'm with that. Do you recognize the people that?
Yeah, I'd ask those kinds of questions.
I'm gonna ask my cards some what I should think of Holly's comment here, and we'll pull some energetic education that way from. You like that idea?
Yeah.
I'm curious now, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So she doesn't always recognize the faces. Okay, when you do recognize the faces, are they connected?
Does she hear words?
Do you hear words? Are they connected to incidents that are going on in your space? What do you get?
Or energetics?
Right. Okay. So Josh pulled the tower. That tells me right off the bat that as soon as you understand why you're getting those faces, you will act on using those faces. Right? Is that what you're getting, Josh? Is that what you got?
Yeah, because those faces could be different things. She could have mediumship. That's why I asked if there are voices involved. Or it also could be guides in whatever way that you understand the guides. Okay. This is, again, you see faces, try to describe them, try to draw them, even if it's crappy drawing. I don't, like nobody's looking at the drawing. The point is, do you recognize this face always comes up? Does it have some other, how do you call it, a tactical thing to it? Some faces give you a little push, or, like you keep constantly getting the scratch on the back, that kind of thing.
Oh my God, Mary, look at the card Josh just pulled for the woman.
I can't see.
Holy, there's the 3 of Cups, honey. This is, I don't know who the faces are that you're seeing, and really,
it could be astral projection. How do you call it, Jessica? But I think it's more than that.
No, it's more than that. I got the 6 of Cups here. So I've got
that's nostalgia. It could be history.
Yeah, what I'm saying is the practice. What's that?
Pardon?
It's past too, so it could be mediumship because the past.
That's what I'm saying. That was my gut feeling.
Yes.
And watch this. It's followed by the Queen of Swords reverse. So this is the oh my God, I don't want to see it, because I get the impression that at a certain point, Holly was really comfortable conversing with those voices, and something
as a
happened,
child.
where her ego meat suit shut it off. And now she's being called back to it. And I'm waiting for Holly.
This is why that's mediumship.
This is practice.
Here are the cards I got. I got the star, which means you are blessed. Okay. It is not something that, how do you call it? Although it's been told to you by the betters and all the rest of it throughout your life, it is not something bad. It is something good.
Wonderful. Yeah, but
that's right. And here are the other two.
Out,
yeah, here are the other two cards, and this is fascinating because, again, for me, it's how do you move forward, right? I got the Explorer of Fire, which is the Knight of Wands.
Nice. Go after.
Okay, and the last one is the Child of Water.
Page of Cups.
It's the Page of Cups. That's right.
Oh,
right. So,
but I like
Fire of Fire, baby.
The idea that, all right, you already know you're blessed. Go for it. And at the same time, have a child's mind, a child who goes to the water, loves the water, and wants to play in the water and enjoy the water.
Yeah.
And probably those voices could also be partly the guides that protect her.
Go, Josh.
Yep, Josh.
With the star, could that also be like a renewal of purpose or a sense of purpose as well?
Yeah, but it's also the lodestar. It's the one that guides you.
It's the calling one, right? But the loads that the children you picked up on, I had asked about the nostalgia card with the 6 of Cups there. Yeah. And I had commented, I asked, did you used to have conversations with these voices comfortably and easily, and something happened that made that stop? And she said, yes.
That's right.
That's the child in the card. What was that? What was the other thing that you saw in that hope card, Josh?
In the star?
Yes. There's direction for her in these cards.
Okay. Whereas I had the star.
You got the star too. Oh, scrying. Is scrying a possibility? She's looking into. So Mary pulled up a card.
This is part of doing the kind of channeling and whatever is scrying.
Yeah.
Okay. So it depends on how those faces come up.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily in dreams. You can see the faces in water.
Yeah.
You can see the faces in, how do you call it? A polished mirror.
Yeah. An obsidian disc would be good too. Something like that. Maybe
or one of those, how do you call it? Globes or whatever.
Crystal ball.
Okay. Yeah.
My grandmother was really effective with a crystal ball. And she promised me that when she went, I don't know if you've ever seen the price on crystal balls, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was flawless. There was no smoke. There were no, it was perfect. The thing had to be worth a lot. And I'm not talking a few hundred. We're talking several, possibly 5-figure things. And I said to my dad the morning he called me to say that Nan had passed, and I said, where's her crystal ball? And he said to me that both the crystal ball and her cards were gone. Okay, this is inside of a locked room nobody else has access to, and her cards that I still had, and her crystal ball gone into almost like they vaporized with her. What was that, Josh?
She took them to the afterlife with her.
I would say no. I could also think that they'll show up when you're ready.
Okay, right. Okay, so there's another story that goes with the crystal ball and my grandmother, which really blew my mind. You guys don't believe in this shit? I don't care if you do or you don't, because the energy believes in you. Watch this. So I told my dad about this whole thing. He said, no. He says, no, more likely somebody stole them. Okay. So, which is fine. Okay, cool. I walked around like that for a while. A few years ago, I'm at the One of a Kind show in Toronto selling the Peppermaster hot sauces. And we go out for dinner with some friends of ours, very spiritual folks. Greg was not there, so I was there with the other ladies, and we're sitting there. And it was the morning that it was the night that day when my father had called me that morning at the show to say my grandmother had passed. We had that conversation, and I'm sitting at dinner with these ladies now that night. And so I said to one of the ladies, Marguerite, who I'd never met before, you'll have to excuse me if I start crying at the drop of a hat. Don't take it personally. I just found out this morning that my beloved grandmother had just passed away. So, okay, fine, nah. And she says, oh, and I told her the story about the cards and the tarot cards and the crystal ball being gone. And she says, oh, that explains everything. And she dives literally underneath the table. Where is my thing? She dives underneath the table. And I'm thinking, what the hell is this woman doing? Right? I've never met this woman before in my life. And now she's like, and I'm like, trying to look under and of course it's got the to the floor tablecloth, so I can't see her to save my life, right? And so she's underneath. I'm just plugging in the phone here so that we don't lose TikTok. Okay. Which, hey, I gotta lose everybody once a broadcast, right? Yeah, so God, good heavens, Marguerite, what are you doing? She says, well, I have something for you. And she comes up. There you go. Now I'm charging. She comes up from underneath the table, and she's got a crystal, about 5 inches long, a sugar crystal, And she goes, this is for you. And she holds it out to me like this. And in the face of the crystal, I see a flash of my grandmother's face.
What the hell?
Well, that was what I said. And I took the crystal, and as I put the crystal in my hand, the phase dissipated, and I just felt this really warm essence just flow through my entire body, almost like, I mean, if I were writing a novel, I would use the feeling that overcame me as I took that crystal into my hand, like possession, like literally felt myself almost become one with my grandmother at that moment. And I knew that in spite of me never having met this woman before, in spite of having absolutely no way of knowing that she was going to have dinner with me for dinner, or even meet me that day, she had that crystal put into her bag specifically. And she said to me, she said, I don't know why I grabbed this. She says, I was going out the door this morning, leaving to come to the show. And this crystal said, take me with you. And normally, she says, that sort of thing does not happen. So I paid attention. And she said, I picked up the crystal and I put it into my car. And this woman's got like this carpet bag. If you've seen my carpet bag, Mary, it's great big, huge thing. You'll see them.
Mary Poppins bag.
Yes, only bigger. Well, mine is an Amish one, so it doesn't have handles like you'd see Mary Poppins, but it's as big, and you could carry children in it, right?
So Jessica sends you a little note, says your grandma hugged you.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And no doubt in my mind that she did. And that was also, so that's like the energy, it comes to you as it comes to you. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And the energy will use whatever it needs. Yes, Josh.
No.
There's one thing I noticed, because I'm starting to take all your advice and like look at the cards and see if anything pops out intuitively by like the design or whatever.
Yep.
So do you see the 2 diamonds and the star on my deck?
The 2, yes.
Right there.
Yep.
That tells me there needs to be an alignment that needs to happen before all of this is really going to come into fruition.
Yep. I like it. Yep. Looking for balance, looking for, you get into alignment, Holly, and practice. I think
the main thing is to not let the active, rational mind that has been programmed for the first 8 years of your life to take over.
That's right.
Give those monkeys a hand to go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's right. Take the monkeys, send them away.
Send the monkeys away. Try with mirrors, try with a bowl of water. Think of if you've seen the Harry Potter movies and Dumbledore's there with his little bowl of water. Try that. If that doesn't work, try a mirror. If that doesn't work,
try a candle.
What's that?
I've candle scried before. Look at the
Yeah,
flame.
candles.
but
Look
she's
in the
looking for-
flame.
yeah, so look into the smoke and see if the faces recur there.
Or,
But
or
try
anywhere
and-
where there is fire. Anywhere that will focus, even the clouds.
Yes.
Clouds might work too.
Yes.
Yeah, so you want to reproduce, Holly. What you want to do is reproduce the energy that's happening to you as you experience the faces, and just really, really relax into it and say to yourself and the energy, who is this and what do I need to know about it? Oh, and she
That's right.
said she always watched clouds. Who said clouds?
I did.
Did you have clouds in your cards?
Not really, except for the star. But again, like I
both
said,
have
I know.
Star, though.
Yeah.
Look up, right? As
Yeah,
looking
but
up.
again, like I said, I just know. I will blurt things out without knowing.
Yeah, I got an Eight of Wands reversed in asking about that. So there's it's the star is pointing to the hope for the practice more so than the clouds themselves. But I'd take the I'd take the look up as a push.
Okay, if
like
clouds are the main thing, then clouds is the way to go first. But I bet she'll see it everywhere.
I have a question though. Josh, you go first.
What I'm getting with the Eight of Wands reversed is it's not going to happen immediately. There are going to be some
Well, of
bumps.
course not.
That's the deal.
I mean, you know, we're in
too.
3D.
Yeah, so he's getting the slight disconnect I'm getting is here's the delay. So here's the difficulty with using clouds for practice. Have you in your cloud watching practice, Holly, have you ever are those faces coming in the clouds? If they have ever come in with any kind of clarity at all, ever, then I would focus on that for sure and use the clouds to try.
But smoke is like a cloud. And the whole point is intention. If you're just looking at it without intention, you will not, your rational mind will not see it.
Right. Go.
Okay. So you have to focus and decide, okay, show up. All right. You didn't show up today. Show up tomorrow. Show up next hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Josh.
Okay. Go ahead, Josh.
Just to give like a cool little anecdote. One time I was looking in the clouds by the ocean and I saw Poseidon.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
All right. So Holly says in the response to the faces, she gets animals when she's looking at the clouds.
Oh,
okay.
So my Eight of Wands says that's not her scry thing.
No.
But there's a real, the Eight of Wands reverse says to me, feel if you can see the energy. Okay, so but keep playing that, Holly. You're gonna play through.
And don't forget the animals are also messengers.
Yeah,
the animals are also could be spirit guides, and it could be those same faces arranging themselves in a way that you recognize.
Right.
The Wands reverse could also be that the animals aren't what you need to be focusing on right now. That's why you're having the delays. You need to focus on the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Right. Which is
but you can use that.
Yeah.
See, I fully believe that you can use what you have and say more like that, please, and focus your energies. It is intention that moves on energy. It is intention that gets you going. If you're just going and looking and saying, oh, look at the pretty dog up there, that's not going to help you. But if you have the intention that you want to connect, this is how you connect.
Yes, but
and be careful, not expect it immediately.
I'm gonna lose my camera for a second here, you guys, because Holly, one of the key things that's really, really important to be aware of as you try and figure out, is it clouds? Is it smoke? Is it the energy in the air? She says that she sees energy in the air, you guys. And there we go. That's off. And then, oh, that's back on. Hey, I'm
there you go.
Yep. Look at that. So feel your way. If it's not clear, like there's some way in your meat suit existence where if I say to you, when have you ever clearly connected to those faces while you were awake? And then marry it to that practice. The cloud watcher thing might just be the way that the cloud watching might be just what you use to get into alignment.
It also could be a distraction.
Right. And it could be just a distraction.
Because you know you can do it, and this is one way that is perfectly acceptable to the world around you.
Josh?
I asked for clarification. I got the 7 of Wands.
Oh, practice. It's
Yeah, and I got the 7 of air.
They're not gonna tell you. Oh, that's fun.
Yep.
What did you get from that, Mary? From the 7 of Wands?
The 7 of Wands and the 7 of Swords are both learning, both finding the strategy and believing in yourself. Stand up for what you believe. And the thing is, you're fighting your monkeys.
Yeah, watch this, watch this. Jessica throws into the chat. It would help if you say, I can see them, and they will start to show up. Right?
That's right. You have to
agree with that.
It's more than belief. You have to know that you can do it. Because again, it's been thrown out of you.
Make your reality real.
That's right.
There's a creation there. I'm going to throw in a caveat that I always get from the 7s that needs to be paid attention to. The energy, the way that you see it, it's really going to come. You will know when it nails, and when it nails, you will feel it, live in that space. And what you want to do is, once you feel like you've nailed that space, set an alarm once an hour, every hour.
Try to get back into it and say more like that, please. In other words, tell your rational mind more like that, please.
I feel
this
like
is what I want.
Time. Check in and if you're not in alignment, get into alignment and go from there. It's easy. But oh my God.
It's easy and it's not.
Well, you know, that little ego inception is designed to keep us out of easy. Look at that. It's 2 o'clock, my honeys. All right, Holly, thank you for letting us read for that. Good luck.
Oh yeah, we got to move on.
I want to see her reading. I want to see her reading our faces one of these days with her clouds or whatever it discovers, however that works out.
Do you have a last one? Because it's 2 o'clock.
It's well, I don't have one waiting. So yes, I do. What's a fella read them? Who was it? Beldam, are you still here? Otherwise, I don't have anybody waiting. I just have Beldam waiting. How does someone, well, while I wait to find out if Beldam is here. Excellent. All right. So here's how I get into alignment, guys. I pick up my cards. I just do this. I'm in alignment.
Okay. Jessica asks how to use tarot to do shadow work. That I would say that's a
class in and of itself.
That's right. And there are many different ways of doing it, Jessica. Doing it on this kind of a forum, I think, would not be appropriate.
I think it could be done loosey-goosey, fun, play with the cards. This is how you do shadow work.
But a lot of people have this weird idea about shadow work.
I don't.
So, okay. I know you don't. Tina, I know you don't.
For the benefit of all of the baby
talk and all those others, you don't want to go there right now.
Oh, sure you do. Go after it. Behind your greatest fear lie your greatest treasures. Now, for real.
I agree with you there.
Just quickly, you want to do just my quick comment on shadow work, because this is super important, right? Get yourself the hell out of the way. If you pick up a card, you say, hey, here, I'm going to do my shadow work today. Watch this. I'm going to do my shadow work right in front of you. This is me curing the biggest hole in my meat suit at the moment. This is what my meat suit needs to focus on. This is my shadow work for you. And I'm using the wrong deck. Hold on. I'm dropping crap too. Let me get out of my head. I never drop stuff when I'm in alignment. I can feel the difference, right? My voice changes when I'm not in alignment. Let me see. What do I need to know? And then we're going to read for Beldam. Stop procrastinating. I am the world's worst procrastinator, you guys. So.
Oh, you haven't met other people I know.
Yeah, maybe not. But this is right. So So I look at this. This pulls out. I hear. Stop procrastinating, just because I know what the cards are saying to me. They've been talking to me for so long. Somebody else might look at this and go, what the hell does that mean? All right. So what I've got.
Tell us the card.
Let me show you how I pull this out. All right. So.
Okay, but tell us the card. What are we looking at?
3 of Pentacles.
Okay.
So watch it pull out the energy. This is about my spirit, my soul. I have work to do. I have things to put together. I have things to build, right? This is about me, you guys. And I'm letting, right? Because this water cards come with this water flow marks on this card. And I'm letting emotional stuff get in the way from doing the technical stuff that I know needs doing. But because it's a 3, it also says to me, if you want to fix any issue, get into alignment.
Mind, body, and spirit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Feel that? All right. So now I'm gonna. Anyway, that's how you do shadow work in a nutshell. That's how I do shadow work. But you've seriously got to sit down with the Crowley, Toth, Liberty education and learn the energy of these cards to do it.
Yep. The other thing is too that I would say, define what you mean by shadow work, because different people mean different things. No, it means different things to other people.
I have no idea what else it means to other people, far as I know.
But that's the baggage people have.
Well,
okay, so
that's,
that's one of the things that one needs to. Josh, you were going to say something?
Oh.
For me, shadow work is embracing the quote unquote shadow self of myself, which is all those traits that I've kind of buried and I just don't want to deal with.
Right.
But there are people who don't see it that way. They see the evil that we have in us. They see it that way. And that becomes, no, I agree with you. I don't.
Go right there. Okay. I don't believe in evil. Evil is a judgment call. And
bingo. But this is why you have to
but
kind
the
of
second you create
get that out of that. Okay.
Yeah, but Mary, this is super key, especially to the concept of alignment. The second that you create a good and evil,
I know.
You create a separation. There is no possible way to be in alignment. You've just completely erased it through perspective.
But this is the point. This is the point I'm trying to make. Yeah.
There's neutrality. There is no good. There's no evil. It's just neutrality.
That's right.
That's right.
What you interpret it as is what makes your reality.
Yep.
What we interpret is what we have been fed.
Yeah,
that's
exactly
the difference. Okay.
Yes.
But I agree, and we're talking to converted here. But working with a lot of people, I also know that that has to be defined.
Yes.
Okay. Otherwise, you get into all kinds of crazy psychological crap. Okay, to put it mildly.
So again, we're back to the shadow work is a total class.
Yeah. Okay. So we had
let's go on to Beldam because I got to get out of here. I got stuff that is pressing. These are for Beldam, you guys.
Okay. Anything in particular?
You got a question there, Bill? I got a 4 of Cups. I got a Chariot. Oh, you're welcome, Holly. Good luck. I expect clouds, faces in the clouds. Maybe it'd be a book or something. There's your title, right?
That's a good book.
Yeah, trust your spirit. General is fine for Beldam, you guys. Okay. So I got the 4 of Cups followed by the Chariot, followed by the 9 of Wands. So the 4 of Cups is about the beginning moments of emotional stuff coming together. So my first thought is, did you just like recently start a new relationship? This kind of looking like it might happen, or you want to like move it to the next level? And then it's followed by this Chariot card, and the Chariot card is about trying to figure out how to put things together. So is this a relationship? Is this is not nobody? Okay. So, well, you are in a peaceful, comfortable place and you're trying to put stuff together, and you have been working at this for quite a while. You've been at this. This is not necessarily a money thing, because the money thing is completely missing here. You need to figure it out. Well, here's oh yeah, so Beldam's trying to figure out their lives. This is beautiful. So the 4 of Cups is that you know who you are, you know what you want, and or at least I have that element from these cards, and where you want to go, where you want to be with these Cups seems to have 2 different pathways, one that's dragging you this way and one that's dragging you this way, and you want them both, but you can't figure out how to get the 2 to work together. and you don't want to give up one over the other. And that's when this damn Chariot comes into play. You know, I have the best analogy for this card. All right. When you can't figure out how to get two things to work together, right? It's like, have you ever swum in an undertow? You're out in the ocean and you're trying to swim into the beach, and the undertow grabs you and it pushes you out. And it doesn't matter how hard you kick and how hard you swim, that undertows, you keep getting pushed further and further out. You can't get further and further in. Well, the Chariot, here's the analogy. Here's how you get out of an undertow: you swim sideways to the beach.
Yep.
Okay? And eventually you will get out of the undertow, right? So you got to be creative about how you put the two things together, right? That's my analogy. That's how I remember the creativity. Get creative about how you can put them together, and then follow it with the 9 of Wands. You already know everything that you know to put this together. Now you just got to finish the last finishing steps. This is coming together. You already know this. You already know how this is coming together, Beldam, right? Going with the flow screams out of these cards, in spite of not having any swords here. Go ahead, Josh.
Josh?
Yeah, I got 2 sword cards.
2 sword cards. There's your swords for you, honey.
I got the Ace of Swords, the 10 of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the 4 of Swords.
And what do you feel from that?
Well, I feel like the Ace of Wands is like saying you'll be okay. Everything's gonna work out, because the Ace of Swords is just gonna cut through all the bullshit. It's the best way I can explain it. However, I see the 10 of Wands, the burden, the burnout, the exhaustion. I'm trying to piece that one together and where that
Working
fits.
too hard.
Aha.
Oh, it's also there's 10 of Wands is the beginning element of a challenge.
Right.
The beginning of a challenge, where the 10 of Swords is the end, complete ending. The 10 of Wands is a complete beginning of the challenge. Do you feel that? The challenge has finally come in to its full visual. So it's the step over from my 9, right? So this is the next step. This is his knowing what Beldam's knowing what this challenge is, and I believe Beldam already knows, but that the 2 can come together, and when they figure out how to pull the 2 together, they're gonna come together like magic. That's the right? Do you feel that?
Anything else, Josh?
The Page of Pentacles is really calling to me for some reason.
Oh, I know why.
Right.
All right. So yeah, so the Page of Pentacles. I often say this is the practicum card. This is about the doing card. This is starting to ground, except we're reading for somebody who reads as the 10 of Wands. You feel the huge energy of the fire of the 10 of Wands versus the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles, instead of moving forward and upward, because we're coming out of Wands, is slowing down and relax your ass.
Creating stability.
Create stability, ground yourself, slow it down, take a vacation. And I will add to that Beldam has just typed in here that he's taking a break.
Sounds like a plan.
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that, because the 4 of Swords is the last card I got.
And then, right? So that's the healing card. This is so Beldam is in a place of starting to see the beginning returns of these 2 businesses, but he's also running into.
He's a burnout.
That's the 2 business. See the 2 things he's trying to run together. That's the 2 businesses. Beldam, join Tarot Phenoms. When we start doing the business courses, juggling multiple streams of income is going to be one of the topics that we cover. But that's it, right?
Question.
Go ahead, Josh.
Question.
Could you interpret the 4 of Swords as literally a vacation? Because I always just see it as a period of rest.
Yeah,
but it depends on context. Again, what is the main point of the card? And from there you expand to what the context means.
Right.
Like the 10 of Wands is also a total burnout card.
Yes. Right. But follow the Page of Pentacles.
And it's fun. Yeah. So if you have the 10 of Wands, it's a burnout. And then you get the 4 of Swords. It says, get the hell out of there.
And you get the Page of Pentacles along with the 4 of Swords is telling me you're working too hard.
Yeah.
You need a break.
Okay,
That's
understanding
you need a
the
break.
elements of your story is really the point.
Got
And
it.
any card has
The
an
whole story.
essence.
Yeah, you can't take
What
one.
is it exactly about?
I see these readers come out, they pull one card and they give people advice here on TikTok. And I kind of look at it and I kind of go, it's kind of like taking a Polaroid and saying, this is a map of the world.
It's bullshit.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Well, how can it be anything but? I mean, I can get so much information about a 10 of wands, about a person out of a single card. But how do I give them direction when I have no forward, no backwards, no up, no sideways? I have, it is
You're
this.
saying point of view.
What?
Okay,
Say that again, Josh, sorry.
You're seeing one point of view with just one card.
you're
Right,
seeing
I
a
get no
keyhole.
direction.
You're seeing through a keyhole.
Keyhole,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. This
see
is what when I do a one card reading, because I was doing them on ATA, that's exactly what I think. This is a keyhole through which we're looking at. I'm seeing the moment at this point. I can give you the before and after of this particular item. Again, if you look at your whole Akasha field, I am just looking. Yeah, single act in a play. That's right. It's not even a single act. It's a single scene.
Yeah, it's not even the full act. It's the first scene. I agree. Okay, so
Okay.
Bell
Okay,
has
I have
given
my
us more
cards.
information.
Yep.
Bell's given us more information. He says that he's having I'm going to ask him a question as soon as I tell you what this is, because this is key. He says his dad and his sisters are giving him a headache. Now, I just want to know, Beldam, do you still live in the same living space as your dad and your sister?
Oh, this is good, because the card I got here is the Four of Fire, which is my put boundaries on everything. And in fact, this woman is like, I've got my boundaries and I'm standing there and you ain't going to go around it because my little fires are there.
Okay, good. He doesn't live in the same space. So that's
always a help.
You need boundaries. You need to,
because everybody is seeing you as a child.
Lives with, it's because he's living with the mom, so he's getting grief on the other. It's a separate parent issue, and this is where the challenge is that's coming in.
Yeah,
but
he is the child, and this is where, you know, you have to do what a child would do. You know, I don't like this. I'm going away.
Yeah, well, it's his mom. His mom is old, and somebody's got to take care of her, right? Dad.
I know. I get that.
Okay. So he says,
and the last card,
Ace of Fire. Yeah, that's so cute.
You've got to believe and move and do and be and watch, because this is a skink coming out of the shell.
Yeah, that's really cute. Oh my God. Okay. So is that the Ace of Pentacles, Mary?
No, it's the Ace of Fire.
Ace of Fire.
Don't forget the salamander is the fire animal.
Oh, yes, of course. Okay, so the Ace of Wands coming out. The picture on this card is so cool. So as a little skink climbing out of an egg, right? He's just hatching. And just in case you don't know this, guys, lizards hatch out of eggs. This is not some funky thing that they're creating. You'd be surprised at how many people don't know that.
You'd be surprised how many people don't know a lot of things.
Okay, so all right, so guys, I want you to focus on dad and the problem, because I'm not getting dad and the problem. I'm getting perspective of problem. And
and the other thing is, I got the 10 of Earth as the card that tells you what to do.
That's the legacy card.
And also what I like is he's walking out of the forest knowing he's done the job.
Yeah, you did all you can do here. I don't know if you're capable of pulling anything out of that card. That card strikes me as it's
done and gone, and I'm moving on.
Yeah, Josh,
I am moving on.
When I heard the Ace of Wands, intuitively I heard the song from Aladdin, A Whole New World, come out.
A whole new world. I don't even know it. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but you see, this is the thing.
Great. Yeah, so Belle says that they are creating boundaries now. So that's great. Well,
that's good.
Will work out for you, love. Take
it will, but it'll be a little bit messy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the mess. Yeah, because it's a life challenge. You sort of picked this before you came here, dude. What you got going on that's interesting is that all of this, when you finish packing up and relaxing into and getting comfortable with this foolishness between your parents that is coloring you. Yeah, get rid of the messy. Put the messy to bed, right? And once you put that messy to bed, and I need you super relaxed, if you can escape anybody and everything and your two businesses, even just for a weekend, take that vacation and go shut down, turn off all your turn off your emails and your phone or whatever, just shut down whatever it is that you do to fill your spirit. Go do that for a couple of days and refill yourself. That's the healing card that Josh
That's right.
saw, right?
Yep.
Okay, but watch this. And when you are finished that healing, the boundaries that we're getting
We'll
with Gary,
switch.
the creativity that I am getting, and the ending that who had the 10 of swords? No, it was the 10 of pentacles.
Yep.
Solidity of the legacy and everything being solid and going forward from there, then you can focus back on your businesses and stop thinking about that family. Put your boundaries there and go work on your businesses, but take the vacation. You need one.
You need a change of thought. You need a change of everything. Josh, you have something to say.
Yes, with the Ace of Wands, what popped out for me, since that's about like a new start to creativity and things like that, they might have to get creative with their boundaries.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
automatically.
Oh, and what I also just got is when we come back to looking at the businesses, all two of them that are starting to do really well all by themselves, then make sure you've got boundaries and systems in place to keep this puppy running properly.
That's right.
All right.
Okay, boundaries are in many different places, including your boundary to freedom for a weekend. Put a boundary. The point of boundaries is it's not just between people, it's also a boundary for yourself. Don't overdo yourself.
Yeah.
And just, like go with the flow to a great degree if you want,
also,
or whatever.
What's the expression they use? Self-care, right?
Yeah.
Self-care.
Belle, do you golf? If you don't golf, you should golf, man. If golf is not your thing, you could try sailing or windsurfing. I swim. Do something that takes you so completely out of yourself that you can't help but focus on whatever the heck you are doing. But
any martial arts.
This is something
martial arts.
comfortable. He goes to the gym. Okay, that works. Weightlifting, balance. Yeah. If 4 of Cups works, go to the gym more often. Can't talk. Gotta go to the gym. Spend your life at the gym, dude. But open a gym. Hell, there's a third.
There's a thought. Josh.
But doesn't the 4 of Cups warn that to not get too comfortable, because otherwise you might get bored with your situation as well?
Yeah, absolutely. But you got the 4 of Swords.
No, right? He had the 4 of Cups.
No, I had the 4
of Cups. He had the 4 of Swords, right? So the 4 of Cups was already established as the balance of the situation that he couldn't work out between his sisters and between the mom and dad situations, right? So now So now, because we have the 3 cards, the next question is they wanted focus as to life direction, right? So how does the 4 of Cups work when weightlifting is the thing? The cups become the dumbbells. Do you feel that? It's the balance. It's the weight. The guy's a weightlifter. That's his focus. That's where he gets fed in his space.
This is where he goes into his
center. He just said this. I'm not making this up. He just pushed that into my cards. And I keep saying he and he's a she, and I hate pronouns because I go by energies, not by.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your card? The 2 of what?
I pulled the 2 of Wands on what you just mentioned.
More energy. Put more energy. Asila has a comment, only she can't unmute. Let me see.
You can unmute her.
I don't know how. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know why I can't hear you, Asila. Where's your headset?
Sometimes Zoom feels like
good question.
Now we have you. Now we have no visual, but we have audio.
I don't have a visual either.
That's okay. What did you want to comment?
No, I did not.
Oh.
You're just confusing us, right?
Yeah.
I just fell off the bed.
Let me do a 360. Watch this. Watch this. Okay, guys, this is how much fun TikTok is. My friend here has asked me to do a 360.
Really?
Oh my God.
I think he wanted a full view 360, but
Yeah,
whatever.
All right.
Okay, anybody see love for Belle in the cards? Rachel getting any love out of our cards there, you guys?
Well, I did get the Child of Water.
Child of Water.
I'm pulling it.
8 of pence? 8 of pence?
You have to work for it. Yeah, you have to work for it.
Yeah. So I would take that as pull it into personal work. There is an element.
Do your thing
right
and it'll come.
Yeah.
It's
So
not-
right now she's been given the task of relaxing into going with the flow and allowing the stress situation to stop being a stress situation, because it shouldn't be an issue, right? And so then
When she is into herself, it'll come.
yeah,
You have to be yourself. You have to think of yourself and, love yourself. Best way to put it. Yes, Josh.
What I'm getting intuitively with the Eight of Pentacles is that they just have a lot going on right now, to the point where this is going to be a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's focus. I would take that 8 of Pentacles too, throw it right back to the 4 of Cups, throw it right back to the
4 of Swords. Yeah.
She is getting something out of the weightlifting that I get out of doing the Qigong.
Yeah.
For sure. They're right. There's balancing coming out of that. I would do more of that. Push, push, push. You need to love yourself more too. Go ahead, Josh.
On the love front, I was called to pull one more card, and you're going to love this because it's just what you mentioned, the 6 of Pentacles.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. Give and take, right? The more you love yourself, the more you become ready to be loved and to share your love with
somebody. The thing is, you're changing your energies from something that looks like a prickly porcupine to something that is a lot better. So you are exuding the energy that you want to attract.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing, it's going to be a lot of work to do that, because you have.
Well, nothing comes instantaneously. This is what this whole world is about. And we all come to learn certain things, and we all come to learn to master what this 3D world.
One last, I guess, the Hierophant.
Boundaries. Rules and regulations and boundaries, and
also teaching.
That card says to me that, Belle, you've got, and we had the give and take card. Did we have a 6 of Cups somewhere, or was it just the 6 of Pence?
6 of Cups came out at one point.
There was a 6 of Cups there somewhere in this reading. Did somebody get a 6 of Cups? I don't know. No, I had the 6 of Pentacles. So I got the give and take of the physicality. What I was going to say about there is a nostalgic element to the 6s that, or you have to take your focus off what went before, right? In this case, there were physical experiences that Rachel has inside of Rachel's psyche that Rachel needs to pick apart, or those negative experiences will come back when the take time happens. Take this time. What do you call it? Do the shadow work, peel the onions. Do that.
Peel the onions. Yeah.
Be all that you can be, and don't worry about somebody else. When you become complete and whole, and you don't need anybody, they show up out of the blue like you have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just going to also say, it's a matter of unprogramming yourself.
Or deprogramming.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. Okay. Where you have learned an awful lot of patterns, and every time they come up, you're facing them. So what you need to do is say, okay, this is a pattern. I recognize it. I am aware of it. I don't want to play the game anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to do things differently from now on. And whether it be, you don't have to actually, what's really cool about it, especially with Course in Miracles and Law of Attraction, you guys, you don't have to actually really, like, say, for example, you've got grief with a particular human being, and all you can do is think about the grief that you have with that particular human being, an ex-husband, an ex-boyfriend, a mother, a father, whoever, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is get into alignment, picture that person, and picture that person in their physical, spiritual perfection, and you instantly heal any negativity between the two of them on your side. And if you can stay in that alignment space in the room with that human being, it will not matter what they say to you. They will never be able to lock you out of alignment, no matter what they say or do.
One of the practices that if you don't do a law of attraction, another one is the Ho'oponopono, which basically is, how do you call it? A mantra if you want, a prayer if you want. And basically it says, I love you, I am sorry. You don't even have to mention why you're sorry. Please forgive me, or I apologize. It's another way of doing it. And then thank you, thank you, thank you. And you just send that out all the time. Every time you think of that person, you actually change the dynamics.
Yes, absolutely.
Another way of doing it, there's also an Indian lady that basically says, we have karma. Yes, we have karma. I want to change the karma. I apologize for whatever grief I gave you. I accept, I love you no matter what. I accept you as you are. And from this moment on, our karma is changed. And that's another way of looking at it.
Just like that, right? So it's a case, but you got to be in alignment when you do this, guys, because otherwise, forget about it. It's not going to work. You just
but the thing is, too, you become in alignment if you practice the words. One of the things that, at least I was taught in a long time ago when I was in Sunday school type of thing, where you teach the children the prayers long before they understand the meaning. It becomes involved in you, and your rational mind will accept it with time, and your, how do you call it, intuitive mind or your heart already knows it's true.
Yeah.
So it's the lag between what you already know is true to get that rational monkey working.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna have to wrap this up, you guys.
Yep.
We're
so do we all.
Time.
It seems like we've lost everybody else.
Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate it. No, they're still there. They're just in different spaces over there. Yeah. So for those of you, if somebody wants to hire me or Mary, I don't know if Jess or Josh or anybody else who's here is offering professional readings yet. If you are, let me know. We can put them up on Canadian Tarot and you can order them that way. We can all be ordered on canadiantarot.com/shop, which is
send an email to either of us and we'll give you an information. For our local person, Asila, we will be tomorrow, weather permitting, at the Hudson Market on Main, if you're interested in meeting us in person.
Yep.
Okay, if you have the time or whatever.
They're reading tarot. Well, as long as it's not, if it's team and rain, like it was last night, I will not be there. My cards don't like water. So, yeah.
Spirit demands you start reading professionally. Well, good luck to you.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. You're welcome to come and join us in the Hudson.
But you come see us tomorrow, Josh. No, where are you?
Yeah, he's in.
I'm in Ohio. I can't do that.
Yeah, he's not coming anytime soon.
No, that's why we're laughing. Okay.
Josh is, and we were talking about tarot decks. Ohio just struck me, you guys. Buying decks. There is Sortilège here in Montreal. Chapters has a really, really good selection.
Except they're called Indigo now.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah, but this is what I think I sent you the little note, Asila, that any bookstore will probably have them. Okay. The problem is that you'll have a variety, and that becomes a hassle to decide because you don't know what they look like inside the box.
This is true. What you can do, there are two websites, you guys, that you can go to and look at tarot cards. One is called Eclectic Tarot. We call it
It's dead.
It is a dead site. You can't post there anymore. If you see anything posted in there by somebody named a demon goddess, that's me. Mary Greer posts in there. This thing goes back to,
it's an archive, but it's a good one.
Oh my God, it is incredible. But there are photographs of cards in there that you can go in and look at the different cards in different decks and see what people thought of the decks and what some of us commented about some of the decks. That's one source. The other one you want to look at is tarotgarden.com. The link is on my canadiantarot.com website. This belongs to a fellow by the name of Dan Pelletier, who is probably one of my personal favorite tarot teachers. I have known him. It's his fault. It is his fault entirely that I went professional. But he has the crazy ability to talk to you for like 5 minutes and then tell you the cards that are calling to your soul. So he and his partner, I think they are in Idaho Falls. I don't know how far that is from you, Josh.
Well, at one point they were on the West Coast, they were on the East Coast, they were a bit everywhere. So I don't know where they are now.
Yeah, well, it's online, so they'll ship it anywhere, and they are pretty consistent. But I'll tell you what, you're looking for a rare deck, a collector deck, a specific deck. They are your people. They are fantastic. Also,
on the other,
Toronto has
Andrew McGregor,
place, which is called, that's escaping me.
Which Toronto?
Yes, Andrew's place.
Hermit's Lamp.
Hermit's Lamp.
And closer to home, there aren't that many singing. I go to Ottawa for my decks very often.
Where do you go in Ottawa?
Singing Pebble.
Singing Pebble in Ottawa. And then Vancouver, you are going to find, there's a really cool bookstore. Hopefully it's still there. I've been told it's still there. Right on Granville Street, just as you get into the downtown core. And it is very esoteric and very witchy. And it's been there since the 70s, if it's still there. But that's where I bought my very first Toth I was talking about earlier.
Yeah. And there are places, like I said, Asila in Montreal, a couple of them off Montreal, or you know what? Come and play with the decks we have here. You know, let me know when you want to come. And
next week.
Next week. Okay, because, well, we'll see, because like I said, you're welcome to come and play with the decks I have. I can explain them one-on-one. And basically to learn at this point, the easiest, because you'll find more references to it right now, is the Rider-Waite. But you might not like it for, like I said, the Rider-Waite.
Oh, I hate it. Okay. Oh, no. I would rather sing a Marseille than a Rider-Waite.
Because I'm a beginner, that's why I love it. It's easier to interpret.
Not really.
I would not read at all than read with that damn deck.
Okay, the reason is because it is stuck in a time frame that we don't use anymore.
Maybe. You know better. So I'll sit with you guys and then pick one for myself.
This is why I said play.
Great idea.
Okay. And
all right,
then
I gotta wrap this up. I gotta wrap this up, guys.
Go for it.
Thank you all for.
Okay, so if you come tomorrow, we're at Kudabun shows. No, but I'm just saying. Yeah.
On Main Street in Hudson, Quebec. If you're in the neighborhood, we welcome you to come over and say hello. Unless it's
you could leave a note in the in the meetup.
I can't hear you. Pardon?
I said you could leave a note in the meetup. So the address.
Well, actually you don't really need an address when you get to Hudson.
I mean, it's on the main street.
It's on the main street. You can't miss it. You know, you find a parking spot in one of the parking lots, or you send me a message or Tina a message, and we'll give you more details. Literally, an address will not really help you. You can't see it from the street.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
But we'll see if I can actually put. You come along. Yes, Jessica, I wish it would have been great, but yeah, it's a big swim. It's even too big a swim for Tina.
In spite of me swimming, going and about to be jumping into a river and swimming a kilometer within the next 2 hours, that's a long pond to swim across. Oh my God, not happening. Though some people have done it.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
That's cold water. I thought my river was cold. That's cold water. Not happening. All right. I'm going to say goodbye to all you guys. Thank you so much.
Take it easy. We'll talk next week.
Tomorrow,
and
maybe
we'll
it's
see
market.
Okay, take care.